Durag Diaries. Tottenham lose on penalties to PSG. We bottle a lead. Just 10 minutes to go. 2-0 up. We couldn't see it out. I know a lot of people are going to say it's Spursy. It's this. It's that. But I'll be honest. I'm not mad at the boys. I'm not overly angry. I expected the game to go to penalties from the jump. That was my prediction. And I know throughout the game, we played so well, man. I think we played so well. Unfortunately, just couldn't see it out in the last 10. Got too leggy. Maybe Frank could have made some better changes, but then there's another question of the quality that was on the bench probably wasn't there. Brought Gray on, didn't really have the same impact as Paulinho. Tell comes on for Kudus again, didn't have the same impact that Tell had. Just didn't have that same ability. He missed the penalty as well, which was poor because I predicted it. I said, don't let Tell step up for a penalty. Don't let him step up after the way that he looked when he was on the pitch. This is a guy that's not confident in himself and has to play off confidence. And it just wasn't looking good. So very unfortunate, man. Deflated. I'd be lying if I didn't say I wasn't. If I'd be lying if I said I didn't think we were going to win. Large parts of the game, people would have seen my happiness throughout the watch along. I was very confident at times. Saw just putting an amazing performance until he come off, and a literally faultless performance in that midfield role, covered ground, just every interception, eating up the play, just everywhere you needed him to be. But when he come off the pitch, we were just lacking that person with the legs. We needed that same energy in there, and we were just missing it. We was just missing it. Obviously, he came off pretty late. And obviously, PSG made quite a few changes throughout the game. Jed Spence, another one that had a really, really strong performance for large parts. Kvaratskhelia, I was saying, welcome to Jed Spence Penitentiary. You got Stinker and Hooked. All of that front three. Kvaratskhelia, Barcola, Desire, Due, they all got hooked off eventually because the performances just weren't there. But PSG they kept on hounding. They kept on trying to find a way through. And as we saw right at the end, you just give them that one little opportunity, that one little chance of Dembele on the wing. As they put Dembele on the wing, that's when I started to know this is where they can have danger. Dembele is a lot better and a lot more clinical and ruthless in those 1v1s. So when he gets opportunity, he takes the most of it. And he got a little bit of space in behind, put a great ball into the box. And the defending, because it was a quick turn of play, the defending just wasn't there. Nobody there to bat it away, and Goncalo Ramos to put it away overall in that area. But I'm happy. Do you know what? I'm proud of the boys. I'm proud of the performance. I think they've done really well. Obviously, would have liked to see them see it out, and would have shown that little bit extra character by seeing it out. But I think Thomas Frank set us up in a really strong way. A lot of people were surprised with the back five. I wasn't. I thought that he wouldn't have used that way or use that in the preseason to try catch PSG off guard. And I think that's exactly what we've done. Large parts of the game, they really couldn't break down any of that back line. The box defending was so strong. They barely found any space in the box. When they did, every time it was going to that first man. Every time it did find somebody else, all bodies are being put on the line. Van de Ven with so many great tackles. Danso, strong performance. Danso was strong at the back today. Romero, the header that he did score was class, straight off of the training ground. Pedro Porro with beautiful ball from the set piece. And you might have to call us set piece FC this season. You might have to call us set piece FC because that's how we're getting our goals. But Pedro Porro with a great ball into the area, great run from Romero, just finds the corner and just gave us that confidence leading into that half, that second half, just that we might really be able to do it here. We might be able to get the job done. And I suppose as it is with Spurs every single time, they build you all the way up just to knock you back down. And it hurts. It definitely hurts. There's no doubt about that. This loss does hurt. But at the same time, new manager, new system, that there's a lot of new things going on. with a team that many people wrote us off 6-0, 4-0, 5-0, 5-1. These are all the score predictions I was getting before the game. So a lot of people thought that PSG would be way better than us, and they do. The team that they have, man for man, is levels above us. But to put in the performance that we did, um, I think it was good, man. I think it was good. Like people can laugh, they can have their joke. Rival fans can joke as much as they want, but you got to win a competition to be in this position. This isn't the Charity Shield. Yeah, this isn't a charity game. This is a Super Cup. It's the biggest game in Europe, the biggest game in European competitions. Um, and um, and you got to win a trophy to be in it. So ultimately, to fans that haven't been in the trophy before, you know who you are. I don't care what you got to say. I really don't care. There's certain fans that have never played a Super Cup in their life. Don't care what you got to say. And then the other ones that obviously had that are going to have their laugh. Have your laugh. Have your moment. I think Thomas Frank is building something serious here. And this performance gives me some encouragement. People are going to say he stunk out the gaff. Defensively, we looked really good. Some of our players look really solid. That midfielder, Paulinho and Bentancur, was sweeping up and doing the job I expect them to do. We just need some better players in those forward positions to just retain the ball more. Kudu's done really well in that 1v1 with Nuno Mendes a lot of the times, catching him off guard, just holding it down, those long passes, touching it, just taking care of that ball on the turn. Richarlison was a nuisance. It was a nuisance pressing machine today. As I said, we had a lot of questions regarding his quality, but one thing you can't question is his heart and his effort. And every single game, he lays it all out on the pitch. But it's just to lose on penalties, man. I know, I never really have a lot of confidence for penalty shootouts. Nobody likes penalty shootouts, but that penalty shootout, I felt going into it, we could do something. Then after we had our first two penalty takers and I saw Mickey van der Ven stepping up, I really questioned. I was going, Van der Ven on a penalty is not good. Third penalty taker, nah, that's not good. And then I saw Tell step up and I just turned around instantly. I said, this is where it goes downhill. And then I see Pedro Porro and I'm like, Pedro Porro should have been the third penalty taker. Should have went Pedro Porro. Then you should have went Romero for me. Number 4. And then you go Tell number 5, if anything. Because at that point, PSG had already missed one. We just needed to keep scoring. So you go with your best penalty takers, get them out of the way, and then you could throw a Tell or Van der Ven in there at the 5 at that point. But hey, look, it is what it is. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel. If you're here for my tears, whether you're here to support whatever way it is, make sure you're subscribing. We're on the road to 5K, real close to 4K. We're on like 3.2 or 3.7, nearly 3.750 in it. So big up to everyone that's helping and supporting me getting there. Make sure you're smashing a like on the video. Memberships are available, so if you want to become a member, you just tap that join button next to subscribe. But away from that, big up to everyone inside, big up to everyone for watching. It's been a journey, man. It's been a journey. First year doing streaming, 2 finals. And we won one, we lost one, innit? You don't always win. You don't always win, but we did win a trophy recently. This will give the boys that extra bit of hunger to go into some of these cup competitions and know they got the ability to compete at the best. And going into the Champions League, we know that we can compete with the best. Just seeing how this game plays, so there's definitely a lot of positives to take from this game, and for me, a lot of positives that I can look at. But just it is it's a little bit of a punch in the chest, right at the end. It's tough, innit? But is what it is, man. But yeah, man, that's been your boy Durag Diaries, my match reaction. That's all I got to say on this, man.